right, my friends. I'm super excited about this fear release. So much of my life has been ruled by fear. So much of it based on things from the past or fears of the future, right? And feeling incapable. And so, with this release, I just want you to really allow yourself, especially towards the end of this, to see what it could be like if you were tapped into courage. It doesn't mean that we don't feel fear, it means we don't get stuck with it. It doesn't mean that we buy into unwarranted fear that's so often tied to fear of us being rejected or incapable somehow. Fly on my ear, that's not going to work well. So, like we've done before, I just want you to sit back and close your eyes. And we're going to do this one slightly different. I want you to bring to your mind something that represents strength and courage. This could be some type of protective figure, some type of, animal or a person a spiritual figure. This could be a fictional character. This could be a superhero, but something that kind of represents strength and courage to you. And with your eyes closed, I'd like you to let your mind go to a place that just represents clarity. A place that you can go to clear your head. Maybe a place that's calm. Maybe a mountain place, beach scene. And just allow yourself to get in tune with what do you see here? What do you feel here? What do you hear? Noticing the breeze or the sunlight on your body. Just putting yourself in this empowering place, first person. And as you're in this place, I'd like you to invite in this figure that represents strength and courage. I want you to notice their courageous, strong, protective qualities. And as you see these qualities in them, you notice them begin to walk towards you. And they reach their hand out towards you with a closed fist. They have something they want to give to you. So you extend your hand with an open fist. And they place an item in your hand. And as they release it, it's a glowing light. And you instantly recognize this is their courage. This is their strength. And they've handed it to you. I'd like you to imagine bringing this towards your mouth. Putting it in your mouth and chewing on this power, this courage. And almost like if you've ever had a Starburst, it's how the flavor kind of permeates. Just allowing it to fill your mind and filling your body with courage and strength. Now what I'd like you to do is bring to mind once again your timeline. And I want you to think about this area of life you've been working on this week, whether it's your marriage, perhaps it's your mental or emotional health, your spirituality, your physical fitness or wellness. Maybe it's your relationship with your kids or your finances. Maybe it's a specific situation. What I'd like you to do is begin to bring to mind this area and notice fear in this area of life. I'd like you to ask your unconscious mind, what good does this fear do me? Does it protect me? Does it help me be who I want to be? Does it help me have the life I want to have? Does this fear do me any good? I'd like you to ask your mind, what is the root cause of this fear? Allowing that to come to mind. And what I'd like you to do is float up above your timeline, going into the past to that root cause. Seeing that earliest event where you first felt fear. Maybe it was as a newborn, maybe it was before this life. Maybe it was passed down to you. Maybe you learned it from a parent, or sibling, or grandparent. Maybe there's a generational line of living from fear. What I'd like you to do is go back to what we've called position B, well before any of the chain of events that led to this event. And I'd like you to ask your unconscious mind to show you all the times that you've been living from fear, that you felt fear, that you haven't acted because of fear, or you have acted because of fear. Seeing along your timeline almost like little lights lighting up, each one indicating all the time fear has been present. Fear has kept you from doing and being and having what you're meant to do and be and have. And from this place, well before any of these events or chains of events, once again bringing to mind that courage and power and strength. Bringing to mind again that figure that represents strength. And with your strength activated and their strength, this energy of power and courage, I'd like you to bring into your mind faith. What can you have faith in? Is it God? Is it your abilities? Is it love? Is it relationships? What can you count on to be present? I'd like you to imagine an energy that's much more powerful than fear. Perhaps you notice fear as a tool of an adversary, and faith or love as a tool of a God. And what I'd like you to do is feel this strength within you, this combination of faith and love and courage and strength, determination, capable, all that energy combined in one, and center it directly into your heart. And I'd like you to send that energy to collide with the energy of fear along the timeline. And as this positive energy collides with fear, notice how quickly it transforms this fear into love and courage. It's as if it dissolves the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the paralyzation, and it just turns right in to strength and courage and faith. Continuing along your timeline, from the very beginning all the way back towards now, noticing those situations where fear was present, and just allowing your love and your faith to disintegrate it, to transform it. Releasing, disintegrating all the fear, and gathering whatever learnings you need about yourself along the way. What is it you need to learn or relearn about you and your capabilities as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a son of God, as a king? Noticing as you come along the timeline that despite all the fear, you've still faced life. Maybe not perfectly, but you've faced it. just come along that timeline, allowing all the fear to go away, gathering the learnings, knowing that they'll be there when you need them in the future. And you no longer need fear to try to guide you or protect you. Because as you know, living from fear doesn't help you. Even when we're in danger, it's not the fear that protects us, it's the ability to get out of danger that protects us. Release the fear. Disintegrate it. Consume it with love and faith and courage and determination. Coming back towards now. Taking as long as you need. But noticing how quickly the mind can release this energy of fear and replace it with something much more powerful, much more useful. And as you come back to now, I want you to look into the future, noticing that there may be situations in the future that if they had happened in the past, you would have been afraid. But noticing that now you have something else. Perhaps that emotion of fear comes in the future, but it doesn't paralyze you, it doesn't stop you. And I'd like you to see a life where you're not entering into it from a spot of fear. If this were the case, what would you do? Who would you be? How would you show up? What would you create in your marriage, with your children, in your business, with your family, with your friends? What would you create? What would you build? How would you show up if you weren't afraid of being rejected or failing? Even this idea of seeing failure as just another step of learning, one that's necessary to gain so you can do it better. Allowing your mind to ponder on this thought of what will I do in the future to no longer live with fear. And you can come back whenever you're ready, coming back into your seat, into your body, taking a minute to jot down any thoughts you have, writing down what you've discovered and what you plan to do with this ability to release and transform fear.